So Deku, Endeavor, Hawks, Best Genis, Eggshot, Kamui Woods, Mount Lady, they all have the mansion surrounded because, of course, they found out that Shigaraki and All For One, that's where their hideout is. So they're preparing to go in and capture them. But, of course, it's a trap. And as Deku and Endeavor enter,
whatever happens, happens.
I think that I've been dead since the start. Having too much inside my heart, but I don't even care no more. I'm gonna dance till the end of the floor. Yeah,
welcome back to the Red Stool, and today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia, chapter 316, It's Your Turn. And, man, this chapter, it just strengthens, like, how much I like All For One as a villain, but, before I start at the end, I guess, of course, we got to start at the beginning. And, the fight with Lady Nagant is basically wrapped up. She had that, failure clause inside of her contract that she made with him. So, of course, as we know, she blew up and, everybody's shocked by it. She didn't know, no one knew. But, All For One, he's smart, he's crafty, he's clever. He's like, okay, I'm going to use you to basically set up my next move. And after she explodes, Hawks, he's able to catch her as she's falling out of the air. And he says to her, he's like, hey, I'm the guy that they replaced you at the safety committee. My name is Hawks. Please, listen, don't die like this. Like, you used to be a hero. I'm sorry, All For One, whatever he sweet talked you into being his pawn. But at your core, I know this isn't you. And I know from the interaction that you just had with Deku that you see in him the same things that I see in him. And you understand that there's a better day for Hero Society on the horizon. We just have to get there. And, what he says, it resonates with her because she's like, she looks him in his eyes and she says, he still has that gleam, that little bit of, hopeful, wishless, innocence in his eye that she lost so long ago because of everything she had to do working for the safety committee. And of course, she's like, well, she doesn't understand it. She's like, the kid, I can understand the kid to a degree. He's just a kid. He hasn't experienced what we have. Like, he doesn't know the dark inner workings of Hero Society. He doesn't know that we're out here killing certain people because we can't have, the media questioning them or casting a bad light on Hero Society in general. So I understand how he has that look in his eyes, but how? And of course, Hawks, he's like, hey, the way he grew up, it's like he kind of didn't think heroes were real until Endeavor captured his father. Plus, with him just, forced to watch his mom and dad and their broken interactions with each other, he was just like, hey, that's just how certain people are. But me, myself, I'm not going to be one of those broken people. And I'm just optimistic. Things could get better. Like, if they got better for me when I was a kid, then I can make the world a better place. And that's just what I'm going to have to do, regardless of whether or not the safety committee has me doing questionable things. And so the words, they resonate with Lady Nagant, and she tells him, she's like, okay, hey, listen, he gave me 2 months to catch Deku, and on top of that, I was supposed to take him to this mansion, in the middle of this basically abandoned wood site. As they're having these revelations, Endeavor, he catches up. It took him a little bit longer than Hawks just because of the heavy rain cooling him down and cooling his flames down. He has to fight a little bit against Mother Nature as well. So he has to get hotter in order to perform certain acts. But he catches up and he grabs Overhaul and he's like, hey, you said there are no more people on the scene besides these two, right? And, All Might, he catches up to, Hercules, it wasn't taken completely out of commission by the attacks from those low-level villains. And, but everybody's kind of recapping, making sure they're all good. And they quickly share the information about what happened to Lady Nagant. Now, we don't know what her state is, whether or not she survived the explosion or not. If I had to guess, I would say that she didn't. And that's just because we know Horikoshi, he won't shy away from death. And we've already seen heroes during the Raid arc. We already saw many heroes and villains die. So we know that death is definitely on the table when it comes to My Hero Academia, And, I couldn't really see what purpose she would serve moving forward. I guess she could testify as to the dark dealings of the safety committee and whatnot, but Hawks is there. He can do that. And basically with her telling Deku what he knows, that's enough. Like, I don't really see her having a strong narrative point in the story going forward. So it would make more sense for her to actually be dead from the explosion. But of course, Deku takes it to heart, and overall, he's not reacting to this too well. He's like, hey, you were supposed to take me to the boss, and this wasn't the deal. You didn't got caught, and that's not cool. Take me to the boss. I have to apologize to him. And Deku, he shoots overall this look, and he's like, listen. So you do feel some regret. You understand that certain things that you did are wrong. You need to apologize to Eri. You remember her? You remember all that stuff you did to her, experimenting on her, destroying and rebuilding her body as it suited you. And he's always like, hey, listen, if you want to see your boss, you keep that same energy. And if you apologize to Eri, then I'll take you to see your boss so you can apologize to him. And I don't know. It's a little bit of a risky move on Deku's part. Now, it was something that falls right into his character, yes, because he definitely cares about Eri, and that could be a big help as to her road to recovery and her, living as normal of a life as she can moving forward. But also, when he says Eri, you see this little flash that goes through Overhaul's head, like, oh, Eri, I can get my arms back, and, if she gives me my arms back, then, I'm back, he's back in business, so to speak. I don't think Deku should be so, free giving, like, oh, hey, yeah, you can see Eri. Maybe once he's in jail, he can, listen, once we have you in a jail cell where she can't touch you or be around you, then you can see her. Because I could see him, them interacting in person and just the emotions triggering Eri's quirk and her accidentally taking the time back and giving him his arms back, making him a threat once again. But I guess we'll have to wait until future chapters to see just exactly how that's going to play out. But now we have somewhat of a timetable as to All For One and what his plans are. So he gave Lady Nagant a 2-month time period to catch Deku. But he didn't just send her. Of course, he sent some other menacing-looking villains after Deku as well. And I'm pretty sure he's given them quirks and probably failure clauses just as well as Lady Nagant was given. So Deku, he has to watch out. There are going to be more people coming after him. And I think that's probably going to strengthen his decision to stay away from UA, even though he shouldn't. If there are going to be more people coming after him, he should surround himself with other strong people. You don't just go off by yourself because, you're being targeted by assassins. There's strength in numbers, and your friends, everybody at UA, they're super capable heroes. They're gonna have to change their approach if they're gonna try to capture you in the middle of all of that. So he'd actually be safer with the people of UA, but due to his conscience and how he feels, he doesn't want anybody to get hurt. So he's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna have to go off and do it on my own. But I really think he should reconsider that idea. But back to the chapter, they quickly find this mansion that is supposed to be the drop-off point for whenever she caught Deku. And as they're creeping up to the mansion, it seems to be, it's a really eerie sight. They're creeping up to it. Hawks is like, okay, you guys just be safe in there. Because Endeavor and Deku, they're going to go in. Because right now, out of the big three, Endeavor, he's recovered the most. His injuries weren't as severe as Hawk's or what Best Jenis did to his body to fake death. So he's going in to assist Deku in this fight. Even though I don't understand why. I guess I don't understand. They did it because, they wanted to act on it as quickly as they possibly could. They're like, okay, maybe we can catch Shigaraki and All For One while they're still trying to recover. We can overwhelm them really quickly and this all can be over. But it's not the way to go. Like, it just seems too soon for you guys to immediately try to rush them the same day because you want to capture him quickly. You could end up getting more people hurt, and what if Endeavor dies, or what if this is just another trap to catch Deku? I feel like this wasn't thought too far ahead in the hero's mindset. I feel like they're acting out of like this sense of urgency. Yes, you guys need to catch him, but you guys got to be smart about things as well. And of course, it's a trap. They go in, and it's just this voice recording of All For One, and he's basically taunting Deku. He's like, okay, cool. If you're here, then that means she failed. And, you're probably upset about it that she exploded after she failed. Even though, hey, you can't really get mad at me for that. She was willing to go after you. I didn't threaten her. I didn't do anything. I just gave her another quirk to help her out. She hated Hero Society. That's not on me. And he continues to basically just degrade society in general. And unfortunately, he has a few points. Like, he's like, hey, we all talk about quirks and individualism, but the wrong type of individualism will get you killed. And that's not fair, So you guys basically throw away everybody that doesn't fit into your society. And I pick them up and I use them for not my needs. And, of course, you call me a villain for it. But, hey, that's not on me. I didn't want, this whole war or you guys to get hurt or heroes to die. I just wanted to basically run my little criminal organization in peace. But you guys won't let me do that. If we're being honest, just like looking at the storyline, he's been running society like this for a long time. Like, as I said before, there's a lot of little underground strings that he's been pulling, and he knows exactly what to do to cause breakdowns in society or how to just blend into it seamlessly so he can use it to his advantage. And so this is just even more so, I've been, chirping on this for the past couple weeks, but Hero Society, it needs reform from the ground up. Everything the way it used to be, it needs to be broken down completely and rebuilt from the ground up. But, he leaves this, threatening message to Deku. He's like, all I thought about while I was in prison was you. I'm done with All Might. He's retired. He no longer has the quirk. I don't care about him. And, in a degree, you can say he lightly bested him in forcing him to retire and showing the world that the symbol of peace is no longer there to uphold society. And now he's there to basically just rip it apart, and no one can really do anything to stop him. They can slow him down, but overall, they haven't been able to stop him, capture him. He's running amok, and now he's saying, hey, Deku, you're next. It's your turn. And now I'm going to devote all my time to you. And I love how he takes that, when All Might, that day he did fight All Might. And All Might, he pointed at, he's like, you're next. And how, of course, Deku knew that meant, hey, it's my turn to be the pillar that upholds society. And All For One, he's just taken it and twisted it and just been like, it's your turn. I'm gonna devote all of my time and energy to destroying everything you love. Which, in my head, immediately screams, everybody that Deku cares about is at UA. Deku is not currently at UA. All For One is going to go to UA and probably try to kidnap his mother or kill his friends. He's going to do something. He's going to use UA to leverage Deku into doing what he wants. That's just the type of guy he is, because what if he's able to, steal some transformation quirk really quickly and, now he's able to alter his appearance or alter the appearance of one of his minions so they can capture somebody inside of UA. Because, of course, now everybody's thinking, okay, we have all these assassins coming at Deku. That's what they're going to be preparing for. They're going to think, okay, he's going to be coming after Deku. right now we have everybody in the temporary shelters. This is what we need to focus on. Deku needs to be our focus. But that would be the perfect opportunity for him to slip into one of these schools, grab some people of high interest, and leave and be like, hey, yeah, I got your mom, I got, your best friend, or, everybody that you care about. I'm going to kill them if you don't do this. Now what are you going to do? He's going to use that to kind of put him in a moral dilemma. That's what I'm thinking. Just because, of course, he's, as he says earlier in the thing, he's like, he loves reading people. He's always a couple steps ahead. And I definitely don't think this explosion, like him blowing up the mansion, was designed to kill Deku. Because, of course, if he kills him, then he's basically killing his little brother, too. But I think he just wanted to hurt whoever came in. Like, okay, if some other heroes come in, I can hurt a couple of them. And that way I won't have to worry about them. Because, one, the hero ranks are already thin. And who's ever left, they're carrying too much weight to be really useful. So if I can, kill a couple of them, I'm pretty sure he knew Deku would survive. So it's just probably his attempt at injuring someone. I'm pretty sure either they escaped or survived, but it's probably just his attempt to injure them. Also, is going to make them think before they act next time. So they're not going to run up on him in any house anymore. They're probably going to be like, okay, we got to be careful because it could be booby-trapped to explode. So we need to approach with caution. So, he's kind of killing two birds with one stone there. Like I said, he's a great criminal mastermind. In my opinion, one of the better anime villains, just in general, whether we're talking about anime or manga, he's just really great. And it's also nice to see him back in his suit with that evil, sadistic smile on his face as he's like taunting Deku and everyone, just because he's just so petty. Like, it's almost like his motivations for doing this is just because it's fun. It's like he loves what he does as a villain, and it shows. And that's why I think, it just puts him one step above. He doesn't like, oh, I don't actively hate anybody. I don't care. It's just, I'm good at this. I'm doing what I love. Like, it's just what I'm here, That's why I'm here. But it was a good chapter. And next week, I wouldn't be surprised if we see his next move in the shadow. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.